That's a cute story, actually. David kept saying, I want a car to drive. What is Starsky driving all the time? I want to drive a car. So they said, fine, what kind of car would you like? He said, I want an old beat-up brown Chevy. Something plain, all beat up. So they said, okay. So they wrote a show in which we drive in David's car, Hutch's car. They delivered the car to the soundstage, and I hear a big commotion. I walk out there, and David is standing out there, and he's fuming. He's saying, look at this. This isn't all beat up, and it was a plain brown Chevy, but it was new. And he's standing there, and he's ticked off. He said, this isn't beat up. Hutch wouldn't have a new car. It wouldn't have like... So I walked over, and I picked up a sledgehammer or an axe or something like that, and I handed something like a crowbar to him. And we both jumped up on the car and beat the crap out of it. And that's how his car got to look the way it looked.
Hey, Frankie, what's happening? What happened to the car?
Hey, Frankie, don't criticize. Custom job like this takes hours. By the end of the first season, I realized that the mentality of the people that I was working for and with was one where they didn't really want to rock the boat. They didn't want to try anything new. They didn't really want to stretch or grow. They wanted it to be safe and right down the middle of the pike. And that, along with a few legal issues that were uncovered in terms of their behavior, I decided that I was going to try to sue to get out. And when it became evident that that wasn't going to work, then I decided to return to the series, making my mind up that I would use the next 3 years to learn as much as I could about directing.
We started out as actors, and we eventually became directors as well. This meant that we were taught on the job. It's pretty neat to be taught on the job, and then have a crew there that's supportive, and you go out and we directed each of us, several of the Starsky and Hutch episodes. And Paul, of course, is going on now to write and direct on his own. I've done a limited amount of it. I did more of it in terms of documentary filmmaking, which was my passion. When Starsky and Hutch finished, that's what I did. I ended up doing documentaries. I've maintained fairly close ties with Paul over the years. Antonio I haven't seen for some time, but all of a sudden he pops up, and it's like we never left. And we just finished doing a show down at the Fridge in Brixton together, the first time in 20 years that we worked together.
David asked Paul if he would like to come over and, and come to the opening and sort of have a reunion, all of us together in one place. Only the person we were missing was Bernie, but he was there in spirit.
Paul walked on stage at the Fridge, and the first time in 20 years, it was like, it was a real genuine rush. There is a great deal of love there among us.
There is something very special here that's happened, and it's all been done by David, and I think it has to be really underlined. I mean, not just you're doing your passion, which is your play, and Tony, you participating in that, but David has brought us together. We've communicated through the years, but he's brought us together, and in a way, the term that came up was to bring closure to something that we had that has been really important for all of us in our individual ways to acknowledge that we had something extremely special. That's what people responded to. That's why a 4-year show went into reruns and traveled to 67 countries around the world.
I mean, when you push, something from the 70s and now with all these retrospectives and stuff, and then you add, the computer age and the websites and the music of the times, the fashion of the times, and just the whole re-merchandising of everything that was, sacred or supposedly wonderful about a period of time.
I'm just, the cover is Hail Fellow Well Met, and underneath it's like, I can't believe that these two guys are here.
He's just like a big, old, soft, golden retriever. That's all he is. He's a mush ball.
I was just so thrilled to see these two guys together, to be together. I pinch myself and him all the time. Just to be, you know, working together.
Well, I think that on our 50th birthday, we ought to do it again.
In the fridge. That's right.
Talking about the future, talking about the past.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. You okay?
Yeah.
Want to drive my car?
Starsky and Hutch Night continues with the first ever screening on British TV of The Fix, the episode originally banned, but coming up next here on 4.